I'm very grateful for the opportunity to speak today on behalf of the residents of Esquimalt, particularly the seniors. My address is titled Renovictions of Seniors in Long-Term Residence Mitigate Poverty, Dysregulation of the Nervous System, leading to toxemia, illness, and an early death. I'm sorry for being overly dramatic. So, I speak from experience. When my partner and I first moved to Esquimalt, we took up residence at a beautiful apartment on, well, the name of the street was, I forget now, but it was right across from the township city hall. So that's not important. However, we were renovicted, and I'm Andy Fiore, and I'm from, I live at 980 Wordsley Street. Sorry. So we were renovicted, and we were offered, we were offered a compensation package, or however you want to word it. And so this was what, 7 years ago? I'm 58, so I was 50. My partner's about the same age. And we were capable of being able to locate another place. And so it wasn't a great deal of stress. However, it was still stressful. Now, when you take a person who is a senior citizen that has been, this is a completely different scenario, and I speak specifically to the current renovations happening, that did happen on Sturdy. I don't know the exact address. I believe there's another one around Carlton, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm sure there are others too that I'm not even aware of. So you're looking at a person who may have, an elderly person who may have a medical issue, may need equipment that has to be plugged in. You're looking at someone you're throwing a lot at somebody like that who is struggling, is already in survival mode. And so what they experience is dysregulation of the central nervous system, which means, so if you look at toxemia can be compared to a garbage site. A dump site, let's say, would be a good analogy. So if you have too much garbage in a dump site, what happens is you attract seagulls, you attract maggots. It's a diseased place, right? It's a place where potentially can be toxic. So if the body is enervated and has a lot of stress and toxins which are accumulated over time, well, dysregulation of emotion can lead to toxemia, which will then lead to illness, which will then lead to whatever genetic predisposition so if they have cancer in their genes, then they can, receive a cancer diagnosis. It can actually trigger. So cancer is not just biological, there's environment, there are triggers. So basically we're triggering people. You're also, when you look at that, there's evidence of this happening right now. So right now, aside from the fact that they're being renovicted, the food security issue is just staggering, beyond staggering. So you have seniors openly stealing food. I have evidence of this, okay? Right here in our great, beautiful city and township. Stealing food from unnamed grocery chains that turn a blind eye to it. So they're being put in a very troubling situation, and so you're pushing the precariat class to the edge. And so what the media is not reporting is that some of these people are actually choosing MAID, which is medically assisted death, or theft, right? And so if you look at the RCMP, they recently published a report that stipulates that something big is coming, something in the tune of perhaps a revolution. The economy cannot absorb a great many 30-year-olds, number one. Number two, you have a precariat class that is emerging at a rate that is troubling, right? And this goes across all classes.
Andy,
yes.
your time is up.
Oh, that's not 5 minutes.
Do you have any final statement?
Is that 5 minutes?
That's 5 minutes. I have a little timer in front of me, yes.
Oh my God. Thank you for, yes. So basically, I'd like to summarize if you would allow me to very quickly.
Very, very quickly, because we have a busy agenda.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So basically, it's time to partner with the social enterprise. And perhaps the complications of the BC housing and then the zoning are just too difficult for these people to navigate, right? And so you need supports, you need advocacy, you need a place where people can transition from what they're experiencing now, a safety net, to maybe perhaps a care home. You need to include.
Thank you. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to suggest that if you want to put your presentation into an email, so that council can receive it, that would be wonderful.
Okay, I'll work on that.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Thank you, Your Worship. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.